Hi and welcome to Mixing Like a Pro. This is Dami. Today I'm going to show you how I mix this R&B background vocals. And in this case, we have lots and lots of different parts doing different things, but they're all complementing each other. So without wasting much time, let's jump in the door and I'm going to show you what I did. But please don't forget to subscribe and like this video for more content like this. All right, so here we are. This is the main background vocals.
I'm covered by his blood.
That's the singer singing the part sounds nice, but then I felt like I was missing some lower octave in there. So this is what I did. I duplicated one of these guys here, just grabbed two of them. It must have been, yeah, this guy is this one is this, right? You can actually see it from the waveform. And then the first one I added, let me mute this one. I added the altar boy.
I'm covered by his blood.
Mute.
I'm walking in
That's
his
the original.
love. I'm covered and I know it's perfect.
So pitch it down all the way full cycle, and then using the format, I'm using about 3.2 there, using a little bit of drive, and the mix is set to 100%. That's one, and I pan that to the left, grab the other copy, and with this one I'm using a lot of the drive more, and this is to create some separation. So let me play what we've done. Let's just hear the two.
I'm covered by his blood.
Original.
I'm walking in his love. I'm covered and I know it's by faith. Faith.
Okay. All right, so now let's go to mixing the individual track. Usually, once I group things, I would just process all of it together. Sometimes that I don't do that per se. I would try to do some things on the individual track because there might be some frequency that one track is producing that the other one is not producing. Rather than fixing all of that in the group, I would come to the individual track and do some EQing, mostly just EQ. If it's too dynamic, I might use some compressor on there to control peaks. That will probably be the most thing I will do. I will go in there. Let's take a look at this one. This particular example, there was just some frequency just going on in the with all of them playing together that was really, really bad. So let me solo this and let's hear what this is doing. So that's not the right one. That's muted. I see this.
I'm covered by his blood. I'm walking in his love. I'm covered and I know it's by faith. Faith.
Right, just clean up right there.
I know I'm not alone.
Let's see this one.
Protected in
Same.
his arms.
Bypass.
I'm kept and I know it's by faith. Faith.
So clean up. With this one, the first one here, I'm just using the Omega transformer. And the way I was thinking about this is, oh, maybe I'm recording this through a preamp, which in this case, I think this is the API, I believe so. Yeah, so all I was doing here is removing some very, very, very nasty frequency. Let's hear it on this one.
I'm covered by his blood.
Bypass?
I'm walking in his love.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna boost it so you can hear it.
By faith. Faith.
I'm gonna play it again.
I'm covered by his blood.
Yeah, that was what triggered me. The first time the chorus comes in and then you hear those nasty like frequency. So that's why, and when it's happening on different tracks, it's imperative that you want to fix it maybe on the individual level. Okay. So that's that on the individual track. So let's just play.
I'm covered by his blood. I'm walking in his love.
No, it sounds good. Sounds good. So first thing I'm doing here is using a DSR to, catch any S's.
Covered by his blood. I'm walking in his love.
Not doing much at all. And then next here is the EQ. Let's inspect the frequency. So there's some build up here, and I'm removing about 3 dB of that.
I'm covered by his blood.
So So here I'm removing something at 400, here at 800.
I'm covered by his
Yeah, that's a
blood.
lot.
I'm walking in.
Of course, it's a lot because it's boosted it by 12 dB. So, I mean, what's the point? I'm not going to reduce it by 12 dB, but that just helps me to hear. Honestly, the vocal like sounds good. So maybe the next thing I'm using here is Omega N. Most times when things are recorded digitally, I will always kind of use this guy for two things: to carve out some of the top end, especially on hi-hats or some vocals recorded on maybe very cheap mic where the top end isn't very smooth. I'll use this. And the other reason is there's something about the low mid that it adds to a sound. Now let's hear what this is doing.
I'm covered
I'm
by
looking
his
for weight
blood.
now and
I'm
clarity.
walking in his love. I'm covered and I know it's by faith. Faith. I know I'm not alone.
Yeah, so you can hear that. Cleaning up the top end and then instantly you can hear the weight that it's adding in the low mid. Here, I've done some corrective stuff here with the EQ, not much because it already sounds good by itself, not much. But here I am, let's see, adding some low end, adding some top end as well. And then I'm removing almost 2 dB at 5.6. So let's hear what this is doing. In first, and then I'm going to bypass it in and out.
I'm covered by his blood. I'm walking in his love. I'm covered and I know it's by faith. Faith. I know I'm not.
So the goal is to make things bright, but not super bright. I've used the plugin before to control some of the high end. It's not really bad in there, to be honest. But now I'm boosting with this plugin, and it sounds absolutely, honestly, fantastic. Very honestly, very very good. And then next, here's my thought process of background vocals. I love to compress them, make them bright. When they're bright, you can hear them easily, even though when they are tucked down in the mix. Sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather. My voice is cracking now. So here I'm using a fast attack and fast release. I think the purpose here is simple too. I remember mixing this, that some things were just poking out, some consonants in there, and I'm trying to really control them. I didn't want them to be too hard. So let's see what this compressor is doing.
I'm covered by his blood. I'm walking in his love. I'm covered and I know it's by faith.
It's not doing much. So controlling just the peaks, transient, that's what I'm doing. Now, this is that be the one I'm using to get the compression from the compression sound that I need to make this sit well in the mix. Now let's hear it.
I'm covered by his blood.
You can hear it.
I'm walking in his love. I'm covered and I know it's by faith. Faith. I know I'm not alone.
Sounds really good. Let me bypass both.
Protected in his arms.
Dead.
I'm kept and I know it's by faith. Faith.
Like night and day, right? And these are my favorite compressors. MJUC CLA76, and then I have one more by Plugin Alliance, the new Neve V73. I think that's what it's called. Especially on vocals, I use them all the time. I hope you can actually hear what that is doing. Just drastic move. I'm not even compressing like 2 dB. Sometimes I actually compress a lot, but in this case, it's not needed because the vocals already by themselves sound well balanced. So there's no pushing the compressor too much. It's gonna really sound bad. And then following this is
I'm walking in his love.
So that is that on that vocal. Let's see where we started from and where we're at.
I'm covered by his blood.
Sounds thin.
I'm covered and I know it's by faith.
Pushed up, compressed.
Faith. I know I'm not alone. Protected in his arms.
They're sitting there up front, almost like the lead vocal. And I'm basically using the same effect. If you watch the other video I did for the lead vocal in this song, using the hall here. Let's see what that is doing.
I'm covered by his blood.
Pretty nice.
I'm walking in his love. I'm covered and I know it's by faith. Faith. I know I'm not alone.
And then the delay.
Protected in his arms. I'm kept and I know it's by faith. Faith.
So I'm only using a little bit of that, all right? And then it's going to another vocal plate here. Also, you're just using a little bit.
I'm covered by his blood.
I'm gonna push it up.
I'm walking in his love. I'm covered and I know it's by faith.
Okay, let me show you what I'm sending this to. This is the hall right here. I have an EQ going before the hall. The reverb time here is about 4.25 dk. And then the plate, I have EQ going, but I'm only rolling off about 100 hertz and below. So I was intentional about keeping a lot of the low end in there. And then it's going to the little plate by Sound Toys. I'm only using 2 seconds decay time here. And then the modulation as well. So that's basically the reverb. And then the delay is going to, I think it's this one. Yeah, 8 note ping pong. It's set to ping pong. 8 note to the left and quarter note to the right. And feedback is kind of maybe 20-25%. And I'm removing some low end here as well and some top end. That's basically the effect in a nutshell. So same kind of process applies here. I did some things differently with this vocal here.
I'm walking in his love.
De-essing. Almost the same EQ move here, yeah.
Faith. I know I'm not alone.
A little bit clean up.
Protected in his arms.
So here I'm boosting like crazy, maybe 4 dB at 5.6 that I was removing at the other one, and a little bit of the top end here. So let me bypass this.
Faith. I know I'm not alone. Protected in his arms. Faith.
And then using the compressor here.
I know I'm not alone. Protected in his arms.
So if you look at the settings here, I'm going, first of all, the tone here. I'm glad it has it. So I'm on the dark side. But I'm using crazy, the fastest attack possible here. And a very kind of a fast release as well. I just want to really clamp out on any, and maybe transient the attack. I just want to cut it off. I don't want it to go through. I don't really want the attack in this. I want it as smooth as possible, which is very rare that I'm doing this. But then the song calls for it, especially when I'm playing it with this guy right here.
Faith. I know I'm not alone.
You see the I, those words.
Faith.
Again.
I know I'm not alone. Protected in his arms.
Can bypass it.
Faith. I know I'm not alone. Protected in his arms.
Okay, so hopefully you can hear that. And then next I have 1176 here.
Faith. I know I'm not alone.
Compressing this one's like crazy.
Protected in his arms.
And then DSA.
Faith. I know
gonna bypass.
Protected in his arms. Faith. I know I'm not alone. Protected in his arms.
And same effects,
Faith.
but different
I
volume.
know I'm not alone.
So I'm gonna just play this in the track so you can feel.
I'm covered by his blood, by his blood. I'm walking in his love, I'm covered and I know it's by faith, and he won't leave me. I know I'm not alone. Me. Protected in his arms. I'm kept and I know it's by faith. 'Cause everywhere that I go, your grace and mercy follows. I know you're in
Okay, and then there are other different parts right here, small. It's a very good, well-produced track. The artist is pretty talented, right? These sweet things she was adding in between. I'm just gonna play that. So here I didn't do much on stuff like this. I always, even though it's a mono track, I'll put this to make it stereo.
Arms,
Let's see.
arms, arms.
So that's what the micro shift is doing.
Arms, arms, arms,
Making it wide.
arms, arms.
Then this right here,
Go low,
bypass it.
go low,
Bring it in.
go low.
So it's on all of this too. I'm routing it to some bus here, which is this BGV bus right here. Let's just hear what that is.
'Cause everywhere that I go, your grace and mercy follows. I know you're in control. I'm safe in your arms, I'm wrapped in your love, I'm covered by your blood. I know I'm not alone, you keep me near your throne, your presence is my home. By faith you bring me out, I know without a doubt, forever give you glory. I'm covered by his blood, his blood.
Yeah, so basically that's it. The other important thing is based on the genre you're working on, based on the song, based on what the artist wants, is the level of the background vocals in the song. So those are kind of decisions you have to make as you go in, and you want to make sure that the background vocals sit well. It can be challenging sometimes in cases like this because you have so many frequencies that are so many tracks producing the same frequency because it's recorded using the same mic. So you want to be careful and just be creative with that. So I hope this was really helpful on how I mix these background vocals, and I hope you can go do that in your song as well too. Try new things, be creative, think as the creator, think sometimes as the producer as well. If you want any other video on this, just let me know down in the comment below, or if you have any questions. So if you haven't subscribed yet or liked this video, please do so. I appreciate your support. Have a wonderful time recording and mixing. Bye. Thank you.